Hey guys, me again. We're going live with our ambassador Rax today. Give him a look. I've posted him everywhere on our own page. It's rax.fitness, I think, off the top of my head. Go and give him a look. We've posted him plenty. So if you've got any questions, feel free to comment, or I'll be posting this one on Facebook as well. So feel free to comment under that one. And me and Rax go live quite frequently. So if you do have any questions for him, which don't get asked in this little chat, feel free to ask them, and then I'll make sure I bring them up next time. Oh, Rax is on. Let me see if I can invite you, Rax. Can I remember how to do this? Yeah, there we go.
That's all right,
Yeah,
we'll work on that.
Yeah, I think there's a little bit of time delay.
I've just showered because I've just come back from
Glorious,
Strongman, and I was trying to be as quick as possible, so I'm still a bit wet, but that's all right.
I get you. I know what you mean. How's Strongman going then, mate? That's your latest endeavour.
I think it's been 2 months now, but it's like
2 months?
totally different ballgame to what I'm used to. So I'm just trying to get, like with bodybuilding and endurance, you go light, you do like 1,000,000 reps or so. You try and feel like the time under tension and all that sort of business. But with Strongman, it's like when you're in pain, you keep going, and I think that's the difference. Like when you feel like you're about to die, you keep going with Strongman, and that's not what I'm used to.
Yeah. Are you struggling with, like, I don't know, obviously I've not done Strongman myself, but surely with the Atlas stones.
Well, I'm about to
got to be tall for those things. Yeah.
I'm about to post a video actually when basically I've got to get the stone up to my chin, and I've got to do it like this. So it's 80 kilograms on my chin. So I need like a helmet for my chin, bit of protection. So that bit's actually fine. I can do that bit all right, but it's the heavier stones, lapping them and getting them up, which I need to work on.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Most guys, you can kind of get it on their chest, right, and then to the
Yeah.
stone. But you got to get it up to your head.
But yeah, I'm working on it. It's just there's just so many different things with Strongman that you can't really train in a commercial gym. So I'm trying to do what I can do, and then on a weekend go do my actual Strongman training at a gym.
Yeah, so I've seen a few of the bits you do. I've seen you've been doing doing farmers carries. You've been doing some Zercher squats and stuff. What have you been doing?
Well, with conventional gyms, I've been doing farmers walks, but the dumbbells only go up to 75. I'm saying only 75. They go up to 70. They go up to 75, but I need to do 95 on each hand. So I'm basically trying to hold it longer, basically, just trying to offset that. I'm also doing Zercher squats where I basically no, not even Zercher squats, Zercher carries, where I set the bar here and I hold it in my elbows, and it's like I'm I don't know, like being exorcist or something. I just look like my eyes are popping out of my head, just trying to get used to holding weight there. It's mental. So then I'm also doing things like front squats and practicing my deadlifts and stuff like that.
Yeah. Where do you feel when you're doing them Zercher things? Is that mainly like your lower back?
Yeah.
Is that delts? Where are you feeling that?
I feel it in my biceps. That's the thing.
It like this.
Yeah. Like if you're holding 190 kilograms there, you feel it. That's what I'm feeling. But also because you've got because with normal lifts you brace, don't you, when you breathe. With a Zercher, because the weight's on your chest, you can't breathe. So you can't take a big breath. You've got to almost be like a choo-choo train. You've got to go and keep walking along. It's hard to explain if you don't do it, but because the weight's on your chest, you can't have a big breath before it. But yeah, that's just an exercise that it just doesn't feel good. I don't think I've met anyone who says that it feels good, but you've just got to. It's a test of your manhood, basically, and womanhood for strong women.
Test. I often think that with some strongman, obviously there's a lot of strongman things which cross over into powerlifting and stuff like that, but I just can't get my head around like the Zercher. Like what are you gaining? Do you know what I mean? What's the benefit?
If you do Zercher squats like I do on lightweight, you hit your quads more than anything because the weight's right in front of your quads, a bit like a front squat. So if you do light, but when you're doing a Conan's wheel, I don't know what the benefit is, to be honest. Maybe your nervous system, just to say you can do it.
Conan's wheel Conan's wheel, you pick it up right, and then you walk round.
Yeah, yeah. That's yeah. Again, you hold it in a Zercher position. And you just see how many times you can go around the wheel. That's 190.
And how much?
Yeah.
How much does that?
190 kilograms.
How much?
Yeah.
190 kilos.
But because it's on a, it sounds heavier than it is because it's on like a pivot, so you're going round. But it's still heavy. But it is still heavy. I'm not gonna lie.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. And you
that
lever, I suppose.
That bar, I think it must be like 3 meters, but it's so fat. It's like my head. Yeah.
Yeah.
So it is a fat bar.
Christ. Oh man. Yeah, yeah. I'm looking forward
July
to
7th.
You.
I think it is, yeah.
Beginning of July, is it? It's July.
I'll see you there. I'll try not to embarrass
I'll
the company.
That's it. But I noticed, well, I mean, perhaps guys are overcompensating.
Absolutely, yeah.
There's a chance you're going to be the smallest guy, right? Judging by the t-shirt sizes. I think that's good. I think that's good.
Yeah. I mean, if you set the bar low, I can't really do worse than I'm expecting. But I think I'm aiming for like top 20 out of 25. 25.
Oh, yeah. Out of how many? 25. I think you'll do better than you think. You got the because especially, I mean, obviously you're a very strong guy, but I think what a lot of them are going to struggle with is it sounds silly, but doing them Zercher walks and stuff like that is cardio, especially when you can't breathe and you're in phenomenal condition, much better condition than a lot of these guys are going to be. I think fatigue's going to get to a lot of them. I think you'll be on.
That's what I've got to hope for. I'm not carrying scissors for no reason, by the way. I have just got a parcel from you guys, so I was just opening it.
I did wonder.
No. Yes, I've got animal pack. Got carb killers.
Excellent.
I've got Biotech USA energy gels for strongman. And I've got.
I've not tried. Tell me about them.
ISO XP.
Good choice. Good choice.
I know.
Good man. Alive, I say this.
No. I mean, I can if you want me to. ISO XP is a whey protein isolate. I take it post-workout. I either choose this or Dimetize. Carb killers, you just can't.
Good.
There's no introduction really. They're bars. They're great.
Personally, I prefer the PhD Smart Bars.
Yeah, they are crispy.
Easy to eat. Personal favourite. Big competition. Yeah. And the
I still do,
spikes.
yeah.
You had a little thing for them for a while, didn't you? What happened to that?
Yeah, I do that though. I like.
You were a little bit obsessed
I'll
for a
eat
while.
one thing for ages and then I'll switch to something else. I think it's because I meal prep my meals. So one week I'll have the same exact meal, and the next week I'll have the same exact meal 5 times. I think that's just how I'm programmed. So when I'm onto a bar, I'll have that all the time, but then I'll switch to something else.
And it's easy to just get sick of something, isn't it? When you've had something that much, you get sick of it. Don't matter how much I like a protein bar, by the time I get to the end of the
it's
box,
sickening in the end.
You know what I mean? Yeah, it is.
I've gone for cookie dough.
What flavour have you got anyway, Carb Killer? What have you gone for?
Yeah. You can't go wrong with cookie
probably
dough.
the most popular, isn't it? Everyone goes for. You've
Yeah,
tried
I must have tried
now,
everything on your
surely?
website to be
You've had
fair,
pretty much every
but I think I have.
I get that, yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean I've got to help out.
Everything on the website. Close to, yeah, close to. So yeah, that's something people might not know. If you are watching this, jump on the PowerBody website, on the .co.uk retail website. If you have an account, just write me a review. Write a review. It's at least 400 characters. It sounds like a lot. It's not. It's like three statements, like 3 sentences about a product. As long as it's relevant.
Yeah.
And that's £2 that you can spend on the store. So get writing these reviews. I'll get to read in there.
Yeah. If you just copy and paste my reviews but change a few words.
Can you no, please. Don't do that.
No, don't do that.
I don't want that. Yeah, you're like 25% of my job. It's just reading your reviews.
I know, I am
sending
hard
your
work.
supplements and talking to you on it. You're a quarter of my work day.
I switched to did I mention I switched to low bar squats, and I've gotten used to it now. Yeah, it feels like an almost different move doing a low bar squat compared to high bar. But yeah, but
more
I
like a
found
leg
that you
press,
bend forward, don't you? As opposed to
you feel
upright.
strong.
You bend forward, and I like it. It's good.
Yeah.
Getting some good numbers,
So you're
but I
feeling
need
strong,
to.
you're getting some good numbers.
It's weird because on my hypertrophy days I go for parallel, but then when I'm working on strength I go for just below parallel. So that's what I've just got to work on.
Yeah. Nice. Cool. But in terms, what do you wear for squatting? Do you wear your squat shoes? You just got them red. Was that Adi? Yeah. They're nice. So how would you? Because a lot of people ask me all the time. You know, should you be wearing flat shoes like Vans or Converse or something, or squat shoes?
I'm
guessing,
shoes
obviously,
team.
you're on squat shoes team.
I used to squat barefoot, and I used to squat with flat shoes as well. But it just helps with depth. I found because I used to also whenever I squatted on a plate on my heel, I found that my depth was just incredible. So switching to a squat shoe is basically like when you stand on a plate, you've just got a little bit of a heel on the top. So it just helps shift the pressure off your lower back, and you can just get a few inches lower, which is good.
Yeah. That's the other thing is when you're trying to do some big weights, I wouldn't dare wear anything but squat shoes now. Anything over like 160, I wouldn't dare be wearing anything but squat shoes because you need the stability. Squat shoes are dead flat on the bottom. I can't imagine having feet rocking.
Running trainers are a bit like squatting on marshmallow or a mattress. It's just not what you need. I know people squat barefoot, but if you look at your foot, I'm not getting my foot up to the camera, but you put pressure on like 20% of your foot. You don't put pressure on all of it. That's what squatting shoes do. It brings your surface area across all of your foot, and it's great.
Yeah, so good. Yeah, because there's a lot of common faults. I mean, you know, obviously I'm a big advocate. I think everyone, if you can recognise faults in your technique, you should work on those rather than just trying to mask them. There's people, you know, who just bench incorrectly to the point where it hurts their elbows, so they just buy elbow sleeves. And I always think, well, elbow sleeves are good, but how about you look at your technique and change that? But exactly the same thing with squats. People will squat and they'll buckle their knees inward or lean too far forward, too far back. You know, they're too much on their toes. Squat shoes will help you with that by leveling you out, but I do think as well you need to look. Okay, why am I leaning on my toes?
Absolutely, you can't just go for all the gear, as in safety gear, and not fix your technique. You've got to get your technique on point first, and then find your little bits that can help you on the way and gain that 0.5%. So like your sleeves and your belt and your shoes. But yeah, get your technique on point first. That's always the number one on every exercise. That's like me.
All the gear and no idea.
That's me when I bring my bag into the gym. All the gear,
you?
No idea.
Have you? I know it's not PowerBody, and I'll get in trouble.
I wore it. I wore it at work while I was typing up, but I've not worn it. I've not worn it in the gym yet. I was actually just sat at my desk because I was so excited it got delivered to work. So I screwed it on and then I put it on, but I've not broken it in yet and worn it during my lifts, but I'll do that on Monday. It is, yeah.
It's a lever belt, isn't it? Yeah, I've not used one of them before.
Yeah. It feels like you screw it in. So instead of having a buckle, you screw it in, and then once you pull that lever, it's like, you know, like I was gonna say, have you ever worn a corset? Of course you haven't, but you know, like with a corset. You know, like when you tighten your shoelace, you pull it, and it gets tight around your foot. That's what the lever does. Once you close the lever, it just goes.
Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Okay. Do you think I should get one then? Is it better than the?
It's tighter, but I think it depends on the thickness of your belt. So mine's a 30mm now.
Okay. Right. Okay. So what would you advise? You know, when
a thinner belt.
think about when should you have a thinner belt? Wait, thick
Thick
as
as in
in
like this.
or thick as in up and down your back?
Like this.
Yeah, like this.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
You get what I mean?
Yeah. Basically,
Not this,
the thicker it
either
is,
somewhere
and
around
the heavier you
here.
go, the more protection you have, and the more area you have that you can brace against. So if you find that you're squatting and you find that you want a bit more peace of
Yeah.
mind, I guess, then switch to a 30mm. But I'm still going to use my 8mm on my hypertrophy days and all of those conditioning days and that sort of
Yeah.
thing. But when I'm looking at going to my max and going 2 rep max, 3 rep max, 1 rep max, I'll be putting on my 30mm and seeing if that helps. Because I've heard it adds on about 50 kilograms. No, that's a joke, by the way. That's a joke.
Right. Okay. Right. Interesting.
Yeah, so
No, no,
I'll
I've
use
heard the
that.
same. I've heard the same.
Yeah.
We're going to the club soon, yeah. That's it. So, for your
Yeah.
strongman though, you got one of them
Yeah.
like neoprene belts, yeah, with the
No,
Velcro closed.
no. Honestly,
How's that
I
going?
thought
Does
it
keep
would pop
popping
open
or
and
is it
neoprene's
staying
a bit
alright?
like shit, basically. But no, it's been great. And the difference between the neoprene and leather is that you just don't get marks on your stomach. That's literally it. And you have a bit more freedom to move. Like you might have seen
Yeah,
when I'm doing log or axle or stone, my back's almost like that, bent backwards. So when you have your leather belt on, it's almost
yeah,
impossible to go
yeah,
that far back. But you need to sometimes on some of the exercises. So having that having neoprene lets you move, stops you getting marks on your stomach, and then it just still gives you that protection as well. So it's good. And I think it's also, I think a belt is more peace of mind than anything.
yeah, definitely, yeah. I think a lot of people will rely, like, instead of fixing their form, they'll just belt. It's like, well, you still need to squat with good form and deadlift with good form. Having a belt isn't going to protect your back. It's just
Yeah,
holding you.
exactly.
It's going to
Yeah.
keep your core tight. And
But
that's
yeah,
about it.
there's all sorts
Yeah.
of stuff that can help you, belts and sleeves and shoes.
Interesting.
But as we were saying, just get your technique on point and then focus on that sort of thing. If lifting heavy is your sort of thing, because you might not even want to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I suppose the neoprene ones then, they'd be good for anyone who does like a more I don't know what the word would be, but your CrossFit and your strongman and your Olympic lifting.
Yeah,
People like
it just provides
I suppose
added
the neoprene
flexibility
would be good
compared
for
to a
that
leather
kind of
belt.
athlete.
That's literally it. Very interesting.
Right, cool. Interesting point. We got a question someone wrote in. They said, "Are you looking to compete?" I mean, obviously you're competing in strongman in July.
Yeah.
I'm guessing they meant bodybuilding because in this business, say, "Are you competing?" 9 times out of 10 they mean bodybuilding. Obviously, one thing.
Honestly, I've got to be
about,
probably careful about what I say here, but bodybuilding, it just doesn't attract me for some reason. I know plenty of people do it, but personally, I don't really see it. Does I've never felt the need to go on stage, I guess. But so that's my answer. I just don't feel like it. It doesn't attract me in any sort of way. Like with strongman, I had a few people say you should come and try out, and it's so different. It's just so fun, I guess. But with bodybuilding, it's the most discipline you can have, really. But I like being quite flexible with what I eat. I like enjoying my own body. I don't want other people to bloody mark on my body. I want to look like how I want to look like. So it's a bit. It just doesn't attract me going on stage for bodybuilding.
Yeah, fair. So would you rather be strong? That you'd rather
No,
be
no.
strong
I'd
than look
rather
strong, yeah?
I'd rather look
You're
like
more-
how I want to look like and be as strong as I can get. But I don't want to look like how somebody else wants me to look like, and then not be strong either. So I just want to do what I want to do, and that's my
Right.
answer really. I've just never felt the need to go on stage.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good answer. So, would you say you're more like people are calling it like power building now, right? So it's like a combination of like looking good but also being strong. Do you feel like you're like somewhere in
Probably,
that?
yeah. If I was categorizing myself, I'd put
Categorize
myself in
yourself?
that category. But to be honest, I'm just an accountant who goes to the gym on an evening and who's doing a bit of strongman on the side. But I want to. Everyone should just be comfortable in their own body, push themselves to whatever sport you want to push yourself in. So if it's strongman, get as strong as you want to be. If it's powerlifting, maximize your lifts. If it's losing body fat, then do it. But personally, I just don't. The whole reason behind bodybuilding, like especially with women, if you've got 10 women on stage, I can't tell the difference between them. It normally looks like the hottest girl wins. How does that work? I don't really understand it. I'd
Yeah.
rather be comfortable in my own skin and not have other
Ah,
people
yeah.
judge me, but then do what I want in the gym. Be strong if you want. Enjoy your training, as Simon said in the comments. Enjoy your training. Do what you want to do.
Yeah, no, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. I think we've got to be careful what we say. I don't want to upset anyone. Don't want to offend anyone. But yeah, I often think that there's a lot of times with bodybuilding. I mean, obviously, if you're really into bodybuilding, you'll look at the guys on the stage, and you see the differences. A lot of the time, I'm exactly the same, mate. I
Mm.
couldn't tell you why that guy won and that guy came last. A lot of the time, I don't really understand. So it's actually on Born Strong. Eddie Hall said. Because he's like, look,
Mm.
in bodybuilding, this guy decides you look better or whatever, and it depends on the judges. In
Yeah.
strongman, it's like, I lifted this and you didn't. Do you know what I mean? I won. And I like that black and
Yeah.
white,
What,
winner loser
what I
aspect of
also
it.
like with
So,
strongman is
or like you in that
you've
one.
not done it yet, so you've not realised. But like the group of people I train with, they are the nicest people I've ever met. 100%. It's like with strongman, with your own personal bests. Everybody knows what it's like to gain a personal best. It doesn't matter if someone's lifting 50 kilograms for the first time or 300 for the first time. Everyone knows the struggle, and so everyone's really nice. You support each other, and that's what I found is brilliant with strongman. It's like you're against everyone else, but you're also against yourself mainly. You can say I lifted 150 kilograms for the first time, and that's something no one
Yeah.
can take away from you. I think that's really cool with strongman. I think, but that's cool with like powerlifting. Say powerlifting, if you're benching 100
Yeah.
kilograms for the first time, it doesn't matter if you came last in that contest. That's still your achievement, and you can have that. But with bodybuilding, it's like you've come 10th place, but what have you actually achieved? If that makes sense. You might have got down to 8% body fat, but what have you actually done, if that makes any sense?
Playing, you're
No,
playing with
what I
fire.
mean is everyone can be 8% on that stage, but if someone wins and someone's 10th, but you're all 8%, what's the actual difference? Say if your genetics are not as good as number one in that position, but you're 10th, what's the difference between you all? It's not something you can control, is what I mean.
Yeah. No, absolutely. Like, obviously, I'm not a bodybuilder. As I said, I couldn't tell the difference between that guy and that guy in a lot of cases.
Oh yeah.
100% extraordinary respect for it, for having been to do that. In terms of just building that muscle, that blows my mind. I've trained for quite a few years now and not looking anything like some of these guys are looking like. Obviously, it's phenomenally impressive, yeah, but I completely get what you're saying. It's like, well, what, because is that guy bigger? No, he's not bigger. Do you know what I mean? Is he stronger? Don't know, because they're not lifting. So yeah.
Yeah. Bodybuilding is the toughest sport in the world.
Yeah,
It's 24/7. It's something that you can't switch off for even an hour. But it's like I would end up feeling like shit if I was dropping my calories and dropping my sodium, dropping my water. I'd just think, why am I doing this to myself for someone else to judge me?
Yeah.
When that's just not what I feel like doing. So that's why I haven't thought about ever competing on stage in that sense anyway.
Yeah, fair enough. I've got a would you rather for you. So, would you rather look really weak and feeble but be tremendously strong, or look really strong like a Ronnie Coleman looking kind of guy but be?
I wouldn't be either, to be fair. Maybe if it's would you rather, I'd be Ronnie Coleman.
That's the game.
Just because there aren't many people who look like that. But I wouldn't want to look that big anyway.
Fair play.
I'd pick zero of them.
Yeah. No, fair play, fair play. So you'd rather have the Ronnie Coleman look than like the Eddie Hall strength?
Do you mean look like Eddie Hall but have his strength?
Nah, so hang on. Let's clear this up. So it's either you're as strong as Eddie Hall, but you look really little and skinny and weak, or you look like Ronnie Coleman.
I'd go for the strong one.
You're really, really weak.
Yeah, 100%, yeah.
You'd be strong and look small. Fair play. I think you could hustle
Yeah,
a lot
yeah,
of people that
absolutely,
way, so
yeah.
there might be some money in that.
What would your answer be?
Yeah, fair play. Yeah, I think the same. I think the same. I think I'd rather. Obviously, neither would be nice, but I'd rather be able to perform. I think
Yeah,
than
absolutely,
look
yeah.
like I can
Performance
perform.
is the key.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Would you? Do you think you'd do any like powerlifting style competing after strongman?
Um,
Is that in your range? Is that what
Powerlifting,
you
is that
think?
basically like bench, squat, dead? Pretty much.
Pretty much, yeah.
Like clean and press and all that
Overhead
sort of stuff.
press. I don't
Who
do anything
knows, to be
else.
honest? I don't really know what I'll do after strongman. I might just. I enjoy the difference in my training style at the moment. So Monday to Wednesday I've got strength. Then Thursday, Friday, Sunday I've got hypertrophy and conditioning. Saturday I do my strongman sort of competition style training. So I'm really enjoying the difference in that. So that just might be something I keep on carry on with. I think I
Yeah,
probably will
nice.
carry on
Yeah,
with that.
yeah, if you like it, yeah. You've got to get a big gut though. I think I can't think of a
Mm.
strongman that I know who hasn't got, except for Larry Wheels, who I don't know.
Yeah,
Larry
yeah,
Wheels
yeah,
is
yeah,
just something
yeah.
else. Do you know Larry Wheels? I'm guessing you must follow him. Anything else? He looks like a bodybuilder. He's almost as strong as the strongmen. I don't get it, but it seems like to compete in strongman, you
It
have to be a
basically just
pretty
a
chunky
power belly
dude.
just helps you with some of the lifts. That's all. Well, the more mass you have helps with your lifts. So I don't really think you need to you need to grow a big stomach.
Yeah,
But if you were massive like Larry Wheels, that'll probably help as well.
I suppose it'd be nice. Yeah, have like the shelf, right? You got a shelf there, so you can bring the ball up and then just
No,
sit
no,
on
no. With the
sit
Atlas
down
stone, you
on your
bring it
little
up
belly
onto your
shelf.
knee. But with say an axle bar, if you want to bring it onto your belt, that's when you'll want your stomach there, your shelf.
Big power belly. That's it. Yeah, fair enough. Cool, man. Um, oh, it's lagging. Is he still? Yeah, there we go. I may be very wrong. I think powerlifting and like Olympic lifting. I think the difference is like Olympic lifting. That's where you got like your clean and
Mm.
press. You know, your snatch, overhead squat and stuff. And then I think powerlifting is literally just like bench, squat, deadlift, military press. I think that's the idea. And then in powerlifting, it's like strict press. Whereas I think obviously
Yeah, yeah,
Olympic lifting,
yeah.
it'd be like jerk and you drop down. Yeah. If you did one of them, then would you be more geared towards
Probably,
the
yeah.
powerlifting?
Yeah,
Like, I
powerlifting,
suppose
yeah,
that's
rather
closer
than
to
the Olympic
strongman.
stuff.
Then yeah,
But I think you just got to find something that you
yeah,
enjoy doing.
yeah. I think they.
Everyone's got something in their body that will spark their motivation. You've just got to find it. You've got to find what you enjoy. Like I know people who do ultrathons. That's like I think that's literally like 80 kilometers a day or something. 8 hours of running. If you enjoy it, do it.
Is that
Yeah,
where the back sticks and you got to? Yeah, I can't get my head around wanting to do
yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah.
That
Find what
just
you
seems
enjoy
really
and then
cool.
do
I
it.
like it.
That's all you've got to do.
Yeah. We've got a comment there. Mark Viking started at powerlifting, then bodybuilder, then strongman. Yeah, that's an interesting order because obviously in my head, I
Mm.
think like powerlifting would be more between the two because strongman is strong and well they tend to be bigger gut guys and whatever, and then but yeah, cool man. So that's
Trying
cool
to
though
bit
that
of
he's
I trained with him on a
fingering
Saturday.
all
He's mega
thighs and
strong.
hopefully got the best.
Mm. I think so.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah,
he competed
yeah.
with him.
Oh,
Yeah,
great.
how you feel about that?
Yeah, great. As long as I don't
Yeah,
come last, that's an achievement. I'll go for that.
that's the goal. Yeah. You're going to do well, I think, mate. Are you guys
It's
competitive then?
it's hard
When
to
you train
explain. It's like
together,
you're
are you competitive
competitive,
with each
but
other, or
you
is it more?
support one another. If that makes sense. So
Mm.
everybody screams for each
Yeah,
other, but even though you're against each other, so I can't quite explain that. But we're competitive, but it's like you make each other work as well, and you're happy for one another. If that makes sense at all.
yeah, no, absolutely. It's yeah. I mean, it's the same. Obviously, I don't do strongman or anything, but with like martial
Mm.
arts, you'll spar with someone or roll with
Yeah.
someone, and you're not going to lose. No one wants to lose, and you're trying your best. but when you do get tapped or you do get hit, you're still happy for the other person because you're learning together and you're getting better together. You're part of a team, and then I get it. Yeah, I get it. I think that's something important. A lot of people need to experience. So I think it's important to be a part of the team, be a part of.
You just got to find your plan, basically. Find something that you enjoy and you support each other, and then just go roll with it.
That's it. Yeah, man. So, how's it affecting your training then? So, because you used to do obviously like not bodybuilding as such, but your workout style used to be much more geared towards a bodybuilding style workout, with a little bit more cardio and a little bit more like circuit stuff. Have you got any of that left in your training at the moment, or are you completely like?
I still train 7 days a week, but I'll do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday is my strength days. So it'll be squat based session, then a overhead press based session, and then a deadlift based session. And Thursday, Friday, Sunday I'll do hypertrophy. So I'll do push pull legs, and then on Saturday I do competition specific strongman. So I still do what I used to do. It's just that on Monday to Wednesday I'm focusing on making my strength just go up. So I'll take longer rests, go heavier, whack on my sleeves and belt and all sorts of crap, and just try and increase my strength, because that's what I need to do for this contest. But this week I had today off, so that's why I went to do strongman today. I've just sort of mixed it up a little, but that's how my training split is at the moment, which is fine. I'm recovering fine. I'm seeing progress in what I'm doing. I'm managing to stay lean somehow, which is good. So can't complain.
Excellent. Yeah. How? I mean, touch wood. Don't want to jinx anything. Obviously, you're lifting heavy every week, 6, 7 days a week, whatever. How are your body? Like, how are your joints doing?
They're fine, because Monday to Wednesday is when I do my heavier lifts, and that's when my joints will obviously have a lot more stress on them. But Thursday, Friday, Sunday, I'll focus on more reps and machines, and I never used to use machines, but I've found that I have been recently. So give it properly isolating your muscle and just working that, and then just doing things like farmer's walks, where you're just walking with a heavy thing in your hand, but you're not using your joints as such, or like lunging around. So my joints, touch wood, are fine.
Yeah.
Touch wood.
Touch wood. Yeah.
I'm taking glucosamine and MSM and chondroitin at the moment, so it's those three together. And I'm taking my omega-3 as well. I found that really helps.
But is that
that is Now Foods, yeah.
Right, okay. Is that Now Foods? Who are you using for that? Shout out to Now Foods. Yeah. I think, obviously a lot of people won't know, but Now Foods UK is me. So shout out to myself.
Shout out to yourself.
Yeah. Shout out to myself.
Yeah, go for it.
After this, and I'll just be like,
I found that my staple supplements are always multivitamin and fish oil, and if you're going to get 2 supplements, make sure it's them 2, just to fill in the gaps in your diet, maybe.
Yeah, that's good advice, I think. I think a lot of people, well, I mean, it's summer now, but especially through colder months and everything, people feel, slower and run down and tired, headaches, like that. And I think people often forget about their micronutrients. They focus so much on how many calories, how much fat, how much protein they're eating. You've got to remember to have your vitamins and minerals. It's so important. And I think a lot of people, that kind of goes off by the wayside, but getting a really good multi, which has everything you need, is a good way of just, well, I don't even think about it. I don't have to worry about it, because I know that the multis I'm taking at the moment, Now Foods one, has got everything. So as long as I'm taking that every day, I don't even need to count my macros, because I know.
Even if it's just getting a vitamin D supplement, if you live in England especially, I know it's sunny at the moment, but you're probably not out in sunlight all day. And if you're a vegan and you don't want to have fish, then you can get omega fatty acids, which are plant-based, so that's always good, a good way of getting them in, rather than using an actual fish oil.
Yeah. Good. Good tip.
I do,
what else are you taking then? So, do you take creatine? You take creatine, right? Yeah, you have to, because that's got to be the number one. Well, obviously, other than protein.
I'd say I'd put creatine above protein. I'd put it above anything. in terms of muscle building and strength and endurance, the ability to increase your ATP levels for your muscles is a game changer. So take creatine every day. Don't do like a dodgy weird loading phase. Just have your 5 grams pre and post workout, and you'll feel a difference in 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one of few products where you immediately feel the difference. You take creatine a week
the thing
later,
creatine
like,
does
yeah,
is it pulls water into your muscles, so like almost immediately you'll feel like huge. That's why when people are competing, they'll stop taking creatine so they can dry out a bit more.
Yeah. No, you're right, mate. You're right. The only reason I put protein like above creatine, I mean, if you're eating right, you should be getting enough. Protein powder is fantastic. Obviously, personally, I think you should eat your protein. I think you should, as much of your nutrients as you can eat, you should eat it. But that's really hard work. I struggle, so I have protein shakes as well. I'd only put protein above because you can build muscle without creatine. It just takes a lot, but you cannot build muscle without protein. You have to have. The only reason but in terms of a supplement, creatine is more important because you can eat protein. I don't know where. I mean, unless you're eating beef every 20 minutes, I don't know where.
And even the creatine levels in beef, it's not actually high at all. You'd have to eat a mental amount to get in 10 grams a day or so. Yeah. The thing that protein supplements do is they give you a complete source of protein that is similar to the amino acids that make up human muscle tissue. So I know a lot of people. Again, I've got to be careful about what I say, but there's a lot of plant-based sources which are complete protein sources. But if you look at the amino acid profiles, they're down here compared to whey and beef. Even if it is taking a whey shake just so you get that complete amino acid profile that actually has a good amino acid profile, then that's a good thing to do. That's why I take my whey isolate. I could easily eat enough protein, but I take that post-workout just so I'm always covered. I know that half an hour after my workout, I'll take that and I'll be done. I don't have to worry about anything. I don't have to worry about going in home and eating an egg.
That's it. No, you are right. I think obviously, if you are vegetarian, you are vegan, whatever you're doing. There's plenty out there for you, and you can do it. You can get plenty of protein in your diet. It's just a bit. Because I think something that other people don't tend to think about is the release rate of protein. Obviously, whey protein is the fastest releasing, and then casein is considered a slow release, but it is still faster than other meat and vegetable proteins. I think people realizing that what you're eating is actually taking so long to go through your system. That's why whey protein is the #1 protein, because you get it right now. That's why you should have it right after your workout, because it's not going to take hours and hours for your body to actually receive that nutrients. Whereas if you have plant proteins, protein,
absolutely.
protein,
and I think that's
the
misconception with building muscle and dropping body fat at the moment is that people they've gone from hitting calories to hitting macros, but they're not looking at the quality of the macros. You've got to think about protein is not all protein, carbs are not all carbs, and fats are not all fats. So even if you are hitting macros, make sure they are quality sources of those macronutrients, and that's the game changer. From going from someone who's dropping weight to someone who's dropping body fat, and someone who's putting on weight and someone who's putting on muscle, the difference is the quality of your macronutrients, and that's what you've got to make sure you're doing. So you've got to get in. Right, let's take it as a vegan. If you're going to go with that sort of thing, have your mix of plant-based sources. Have rice and pea, because they're two good sources when they're blended together. Have your complex carbs, which you should not have a problem with. Have your nuts and seeds to get your fats in, and have your avocados as well to get your fats in. Don't go on to soya, or I've seen there's a really dodgy protein source out there, like hemp protein. That does nothing for your muscles. Honestly, it's complete. But the research behind the comparison compared to human muscle, it's like you'd have to have a kilo of it a day. It's mental. Don't go for it.
No, I think that's the thing. Like, you can't blame anyone. It's so easy to just, you get told it's got this much protein in it. It's got this much carb. Of course, you're just going to be like, oh, sound, that's exactly what I need. You put it in MyFitnessPal or whatever and crack with your day. I think there needs to be a lot more. It seems so easy to get very, very basic information, but a lot more difficult for people to get. And they think it's really difficult. Once you start reading a little bit, you start looking a little bit more into it, it's not too difficult. It's not too difficult. You don't have to know to be able to tell the difference between the qualities of the sauces, but just requires a tiny bit of.
And the issue is that a lot of companies now have jumped on the bandwagon. I read an article on LinkedIn a few months back, and it was that in 1 year, the percentage of products which now have protein in the name is up by 60%. So that's why when you go down a supermarket, you'll see a bloody protein Weetabix, protein granola, and it's like it's made out of wheat protein. It's doing almost nothing for you. Avoid stuff like that. If it's got protein in the name, avoid it unless it's a protein shake, because it's just trying to mug you off, pretty much. It's trying to call itself protein, charge you a lot more, and fool you, basically.
I don't want to badmouth any specific supermarket because I can't remember where I was, but I was in a big chain supermarket, and I remember picking up protein Weetabix, protein bricks or whatever. It had less protein per biscuit than Weetabix, and I was like, how can you call it protein Weetabix and it has less protein than Weetabix? I was annoyed, but obviously anyone who, who's just casually shopping thinking like, oh yeah, I want to put some on whatever I'm training now. Oh, protein Weetabix. And it was more expensive than Weetabix. Branded wheat, just get Weetabix, man. But obviously a lot of people, I know a lot of people do check the label, but a lot of people don't even check the label. And I just think what they do is look, I don't know.
Yeah.
It frustrates me that right.
There's a lot of companies out there who are now getting sued because they put protein on the label and it's not actually up to where it should be. So you've got Lenny and Larry's, for example, they were sued. You've got Gray's who was sued. Like Gray's protein bites have 2 grams of protein per. You tell me, how is that a protein bite? It makes me want to put my head through a wall.
Yeah, it's nothing. And,
I love them. Yeah.
About Lenny and Larry's. I really like Lenny and Larry's. I completely get where you're. It's just about you can't make claims that your product has so much in it that it doesn't. Lenny and Larry's cookies are fantastic. What I use them for personally is I'm trying to bulk at the moment. I'm trying to put on some size. Getting fibre in the hardest for me. Getting enough fibre I find hard. And then Larry's cookies, you've got 10 grams per cookie, and that's a lot. So that's the main reason I use them for. Obviously, they have got quite a decent protein content, but calling them a protein cookie isn't fantastic.
I love Lenny and Larry's. I've got a box of birthday cake in my cupboard. But what I'm saying is that you shouldn't use things like that for your protein source. Just use it as like a treat and use it to get extra calories in, but don't use it instead of, say, a shake or an actual meal afterwards.
No, it's the same with protein bars. There are some fantastic protein bars, but as a rule of thumb, just as a blanket statement for a lot of protein bars, it's a chocolate bar with some protein. That's it. They've added protein to a chocolate bar in a lot of. So there are definitely some great protein bars. A lot of protein bars. There's some that I love. I do like the grenade ones. I really love the smart bars, as you said, Optimum Nutrition, Whip Bites, stuff like that. But as I'm eating it, I know what's in it. I've already looked. You know what I mean? I know about the carbs and the sugar, and I know it's just added protein. It's not too big a deal for me because my macro window is quite big as I'm bulking. But you have to be aware. You can't just pick it up and think, oh, well, it's a protein bar. It must be better for me than a Snickers. And a lot of the time, no, it isn't. If it's calorie you're going for, a lot of the time they have a lot more.
Exactly, Save your money. Just buy some proper food instead. Buy like a pack of chicken breasts. Don't go for a pack of protein bars. Buy some breast.
Yeah. There are some good ones though that I've had because there are some which are quite low calorie count but are really filling. And that's obviously good if you're trying to cut, that kind of thing. And my girlfriend's got a crazy sweet tooth.
I'm like that.
She can't eat dinner and then not have something sweet. Like she actually gets. It's frustrating for me, but so what she does is she's got loads of the grenade bars and she cuts them in half. And she'll like microwave one, so it's like a hot pudding. And she eats them. And obviously that's perfect for her. It fits in her macros. It's just nice to eat at the end of the day, whatever. So absolutely, they're really good and you can fit them in. And it's definitely better than just eating a sugary chocolate bar. Do you know what I mean? Because
absolutely,
there's protein in there and that's what she needs. But you've got
definitely.
Got to be careful
Just
about what you're having.
don't go to the supermarket and pick up everything that says
Yeah.
protein on it. Just read what it is. That's my advice.
Yeah. We got a question there from Mark. What would you recommend for a sweet treat while cutting? Have you got any recommendations, Rex?
I use Greek yogurt and I just mix it with my protein and it turns into like a pudding. So I use Greek yogurt and I just mix it with some protein and it turns into like a pudding. But you can also get some amazing flavored skiers at the moment. Or you can get flavored Greek yogurt, which I absolutely love as my sweet treat. I have yogurt every night.
Yeah, Greek yogurt and protein is a good one. What was the other? Also, there are some good like mousses and stuff like
Yeah.
Applied Nutrition do like a chocolate mousse. It's literally just like powder. You make it like a. I had that a lot, and that's so nice because it goes exactly like a mousse. You just pour it with water in a shaker, shake, pour it in a bowl. 20 minutes later, you got a really nice mousse, and that was really good because that was calories and it was almost all protein because it's like a protein shake. So I'd recommend that. Applied Nutrition have got a really nice mousse. Muscle mousse, of course.
Plus, bars. Bars are great for a sweet treat.
Also, depends. Yeah, bars, of course. Some bars are better than others. Obviously, you've got to look at the calorie content. I would recommend PhD Smart Bars because they've got a relatively low calorie content compared to how insanely delicious they are.
Yeah. I mean, if you look at if you're looking for a sweet treat and you're looking at buying bars, you should look at the net carb figure because that's something I look for. So say these carb killers, they have 2 grams net carbs, which is basically your total carbohydrates minus your fiber and your sugar alcohols because your body doesn't use them as energy or store them as body fat. So that's what I look at.
Yeah.
It's got a relative level of protein on it, doesn't have carbs or sugar or a low amount, and the content is also low, and that's what I would class as the perfect sweet treat. So carb killers, they're called carb killers because they've got 2 grams of net carbs in them. They're perfect for a sweet treat.
Yeah, they are good.
Absolutely.
They are good. They are tasty.
Plus fruit. I know fruit's boring, but fruit is a treat and it's nice like a banana, watermelon, mango. Have some fruit, pineapple, blueberries, raspberries, cherries, all sorts. I was once in the Guardian. I was once in the Guardian because I had an interview saying that I ate 10 portions a day, and I had to do something like that. 10 portions, yeah.
What, you had to just like name all different fruit? Okay, I mean, can't it just be 10 portions of the same the same fruit?
I don't think I've had fruit flakes. Is that like dried fruit?
I don't think it's dried. Well,
oh yeah, you see them in like Starbucks
bags
and things. Fine, yeah. Just look for something that's got a low calorie content and just class it as a sweet treat, and it's fine.
Yeah, I don't know, Mark. To be honest, Mark, I don't know. I'm not sure exactly what they are. You'll have to.
Yeah, send us both the box.
I've not had them myself. Straw. Oh yeah, no, you get them in the supermarket, and it's like a little. Yeah,
fine,
in a yogurt coating, you
it.
get like a bag, and you get lots of bags inside the bag.
I
don't know. I'm not going to comment on that one because I don't know. Is it real strawberry? Is it made with real strawberries or is it strawberry flavored?
No.
82 calories. Well, there you go. That's not a lot, is it? That should fit in. I don't know you, Mark, but most guys kind of maintenance calories is about 2,500.
No.
82 is not going to really be a scratch on that, so I think that in quite easily.
Yeah.
If it's tasty and you like it, there you go.
I don't.
I'd go for
even with like savoury treats. What I always say is go for like baked crisps because you get like quavers and skips and I can't remember name any others. Wotsits, which are baked and not fried, and less than 100 calories a bag most of the time. So if you are someone who can't give up crisps, have some of them. Get some baked crisps, and you're laughing.
Yeah, that's a good tip actually. Good idea, mate. Or they do like, I saw protein popcorn, and I was thinking, how? Like, how are you How are you proteining this popcorn? I don't think I'd give that one a try.
Yeah, that's another one of those products, I think.
I'm just aware of time, Rax.
No worries at all, mate. No worries at all.
Yeah, another crap one. We're gonna get cut off soon, Rax. I think we're
Yeah.
an hour
No worries, dude. It's been fun.
I'm afraid. What are you doing? What are you doing for the rest of the
no,
day?
probably just
training,
eating
just
and
relaxing.
crying in the shower.
Crying in the shower.
Yeah, that's when I have
Most
achy
of
joints and I
crying.
just cry in the shower for a while. Sounds good.
Sounds good.
No,
Sounds good. Could at least run
I'm
yourself
tight,
a
so I
bath.
don't waste water like that.
For the joints, cry in the bath. Fair play. But I heard the salty tears are good for your skin.
Yeah. Magnesium flakes are
cry.
awesome for getting rid of aches and stuff.
Yeah, we've got some good ones. I think I really hope I'm not wrong because we'll get in trouble. I think it's Better You. We've got a brand Better You where we do some really nice magnesium flakes. We're selling loads of them. They're really popular. Yeah.
I'll check them out.
You
Yeah.
won't have to cry anymore. You can just get yourself some. Put them in the shower head and sprinkle down. Nice. Cool. All right, man. Well, thank you very much for coming on the live. That was really good. Really good hour spent.
No worries. It splits up your day.
On my desk, so that's perfect.
Have a good weekend. Speak soon.
Yeah. Good lad. Thank you, mate.